and thank you for joining our webinar on viewing the latest feature releases for Salesforce. My name is Ali Pakalnis, and I will help facilitate our webinar today. Before we get started, here are a few tips on using the Zoom platform so you can engage with our presenters and have the best experience possible. You should see a Zoom toolbar with icons for Ask a Question and Raise Your Hand. Please use the Ask a Question feature to submit a question or comment. If you need any assistance, click on the Raise Your Hand button and I will connect with you to help. We encourage you to ask questions throughout the presentation and we will do our best to answer them all. If we didn't answer your question, we will follow up with you personally after the presentation. Within 72 hours of the webinar, you will receive a link to download the slide deck and recorded presentation. And with that, I'd like to introduce you to our presenters, James Moore and Peter Kim.
Hi there, my name is James Moore, and I'm going to be presenting the nonprofit Salesforce release for Winter 2024 to you all. I've been with Armanino for about 2 years, and in that time been working within the Salesforce ecosystem. And so I'm really excited to let you know about all the kind of new nonprofit cloud items that are coming. And some of the other standard features that are also coming with this release.
Welcome everyone, my name is Peter Kim. I've been in the Salesforce ecosystem for roughly around 10 years, been doing a multitude of industries as well as different clouds. It's very nice to meet everyone.
Great. And kind of getting into some of the learning objectives for today. So really what the goal here is to see an overview of the recent release features and updates, learn about any enhancements that can help you streamline your processes, and then understand how to manage the latest release and how you can use it to improve productivity. But before we get into that, we do have a polling question. So I know that's going to pop up here on the screen here. And so it says, what category of Salesforce user do you belong to? Administrator, consultant, general, or power user? All right, great. So it looks like kind of a little bit all over the board. So yeah, that's definitely interesting. So for our presentation today, the agenda, we kind of have it broken out into 3 different portions. So the first part is going to be nonprofit focused, and we're going to be going to the nonprofit cloud, donor profile and management, fundraising and gift management, and some of the real-time analytics you can go to on that fundraising. Next, we have a little bit more user-focused. So some of the things that we'll be discussing from this release are the display-only Salesforce events on calendars, being able to personalize sales emails with Einstein GPT for sales, the ability to transfer dashboard ownership, being able to report on members of a public group and queue, and then also asset hierarchy. Then finally, towards the end, we also have a plan to get in some of the more admin-focused sections of the release. So the migration to Hyperforce with Hyperforce Assistant, being able to have permission sets viewed in a summary view, being able to report on that permission set assignment, dynamic forms, the new API names being used in permission sets, and then the Salesforce backup and restore feature that is also coming. So at the beginning, so to start off, I'm going to get into a little bit more of the nonprofit focus side of things. And the first thing I want to discuss was the donor profile. So the need for this really came out because information for donors is kind of often scattered across a bunch of different locations. And so what this does is it allows you to have all of this information in one place. So you can have a timeline of your relationship with donors, manage all their wealth and giving information, and add customized alerts to their profiles. And really what this helps us do is this helps us increase donor retention. I know in the past, I've had some clients who have, before the donor profile was created, they had built out a custom object. So this kind of allows us to avoid having to create that more customized and manage that more customized solution going forward. The next portion is the fundraiser portfolio management. And so this allows us to organize and manage donor relationships really just in one place, kind of similar to the donor profile, but this allows us to own the portfolios of fundraisers. So we're able to view those tasks, manage donor relationships, and hopefully this helps you increase the amount of dollars raised for your organization. The next is campaign creation. And so organizations kind of run dozens of outreach efforts each year. And so campaigns combine several sources of data into one place and make it easier to track and analyze these results. So what this does is it gives you increased visibility into your outreach performance and that kind of increased granularity. As you see, it'll kind of in these screenshots, that's how it'll show up on your screen, and then you'll be able to enter the information for the campaign right there. And then speaking of kind of getting more granular and doing some more tracking and ROI tracking on some of your campaign initiatives, source codes is something new that's coming. So this allows you to, this creates a specific source code for each individual outreach that you do to a client. So you can track the performance of a specific message, a certain campaign. You're able to see the ROI of those outreach efforts in real time. So this will help you really increase that performance and then also give you more granular tracking into that into each of those outreach pieces. So really cool and something that definitely is interesting on the analytics front, I think. The next feature being released that you're going to see is fundraising roll-ups. So what this allows us to do is this allows us to really summarize any fundraising data on homepages. And this is done via customizable component on Lightning pages. This allows you to provide industry standard roll-up information for, donors, households, gift designations, and really any other types of donors that you have. And then it has real-time view of fundraising transaction performance. So that's also one of the added benefits of this tab. And yeah, you should be able to configure it via the Lightning page. So it's just something you can add in pretty easily. Next, we have gift commitment management. And so I know nonprofits need to be able to, monitor, update details about any potential gifts or major donations that are coming through. And so what this allows you to do is it allows you to, create any payment schedules, update the payment schedules, monitor when those payments are coming in, and then, if there's ever any adjustments or pauses that need to be made, you're able to do that all through the gift commitment management portion of the nonprofit cloud. Next, something that is also coming via the nonprofit cloud is gift allocations. So similar to kind of normal opportunity allocations, you will be able to allocate percentages of gifts that you receive from donors. So if you had, maybe a donation that came through from two separate donors, or if there was a case where it needed to be allocated differently time-wise, then that's something you could do here. And the way this is done is through, it's kind of a screen where you'll manage the allocations right here on this screen, and you'll be able to, determine which percentage of each gift should be within that time period or to that donor. So this just gives you accurate reconciliation with finance and allows you to plan better. And I'm going to pass it off to Peter now for this next slide on refund support.
Thank you, James. Now imagine a donor wants to be able to process a refund. So Salesforce has come out with this refund support to be able to, out of the box, be able to track all this, either partially or full of the refunds, and be able to have that done on the gift transactions. And so this will increase the donors to be able to give in the future.
Great. And so moving on to the next feature that's coming out with this is you'll be able to create batches for gift entry. So this will help kind of reduce the amount of time it takes to manually enter gifts. Our automation, or the Salesforce automation, will help with auto-populating a lot of the information that comes through that would need to be entered manually for these gift entries. So this allows you to verify that the entered information matches the estimated information and process the batch. You can also create single gift entries. So this will help reduce a lot of time, hopefully, for you, and then help you be able to enter those more quickly and accurately.
So for the data model edition, this is going to be able to turn on the grant making settings. Now be careful turning this on, because once you do enable this, you're not able to disable it. And also there is another grant making managed package that is also available out there. Make sure you want to do one or the other, whether it's turning on the setting within this or getting the managed package. Now what this will do is, in the background, it'll create the additional models, the data model, to be able to create the relational data so that you can start to track like the program and the funding opportunities. And then this will be able to capture all those data out of the box for your grant making needs.
Awesome. And then moving into kind of one of the final slides here on the nonprofit side, we just got a couple more, I think. There's UI for budget actuals. So grantees need to be able to, update budget details, submit actuals, and provide explanation on variance kind of in real time. And so what this allows us to do is we're able to really kind of visibly see how we're doing in real time. And you're able, so this allows you to track performance in real time, while also configuring it should be fairly easy. You should be able to just drag this budget component onto the Lightning record page. And so, yeah, it's something that should be super easy to add, and will give you a lot of insight into those real-time analytics and see how your company is performing on each kind of campaign or outreach effort.
This is the dynamic assessments. So, as you have different permutations of your specific assessment needs, this is a great way to be able to capture your data points, as this is done in a wizard format. So without having to build out a flow, this is already done out of the box for you. And what you can do is you can tailor specific questions for all the different specific assessment needs. And then you can be able to build in logic to be able to show which questions, so that you can be able to capture the full data set for the specific assessments.
Awesome. All right, so now that was everything for the nonprofit portion of the presentation. So now we're going to move into a little bit more of the user-focused pieces for the 2024 release, the Winter 2024 release. So These will be kind of more general to all of Salesforce, but still are pretty helpful when it comes to just learning how you can better utilize your system, or things you can do on the user side to that you can leverage moving forward. So that's what these next couple of sections will be on. First, you're going to be able to display only Salesforce events on calendars. So this helps you avoid displaying duplicate or redundant event data when multiple event sources are in play. So as you can see here, kind of on the Salesforce calendar, you'll be able to toggle between whether you want to see your Google Calendar. If you want to have an overlay option appear, it's not selected by default, so you'll need to enable this manually. In order to configure this, what you'll need to do is you can search for Einstein activity capture and setup. You'll choose settings and you'll leave the setting as show captured events on the Salesforce calendar disabled. That's the default state, so it should just already be working that way. Next, something that's coming that you're going to be able to do is you're going to be able to personalize sales emails with Einstein GPT. And so Einstein GPT uses your sales data to generate personalized emails. It'll allow you to draft follow-up emails, meeting invitations, all of this by choosing a preset email and prompt type. And this feature is available in Lightning Experience and Performance and Unlimited editions. And so one question I know some people have is this included in a regular Salesforce license? So it requires Einstein Sales GPT. So it comes with Sales and Service Cloud Einstein licenses, and those are priced at $50 per user per month. If you do have an unlimited edition, though, Sales and Service GPT will be included. So that's something to keep in mind. If you do have the unlimited edition, then this is something that will be coming and is definitely beneficial for all users. One of the next features coming is that you're going to be able to transfer dashboard ownership of your Lightning dashboard. So if you create a dashboard and there's someone else who should be managing it, this kind of allows you to transfer full dashboard ownership to them. They're able to customize components, share it with others, and really do anything that the original owner of the dashboard was able to do. In the past, what you had to do was you would have to clone the dashboard and then set someone else as the owner. So this really kind of helps save you clicks and expedites that process. In order to enable this from setup, you'll go on the reports and dashboard settings page, select allow users to change dashboard owner. And then from the dashboards tab or open dashboard, you'll just hit this drop down in the top right and it should give you an option to change the owner. So kind of on this diff right here that you see on the screen, that's almost exactly what the process will look like. So next is you're able to now report on members of a public group and queue. So using a custom report type, you can see who the members are of a group or queue via these reports. Previously, you would have to run a Salesforce SQL query to review the data. And so this just allows managers to move reps in and out more easily between groups. So that's definitely helpful. From the ways you implement this is from setup in the quick find box, you can enter report types, then select report types, and then when you're going into those report types, you have to select group member as the primary object. And then after you deploy that custom report type, you can select it when building reports. So that'll be the way that you are able to actually kind of utilize and build those reports. Next is asset hierarchy. So now you'll be able to, any new assets, they'll all display on a specific asset account. It gives you the ability to kind of quickly browse all the specific assets that belong to that account without having to navigate to each individual kind of piece or asset on the actual account. So this will be a new component that you're able to enable, that you can enable within the Lightning app builder, and it will show, and that's how it will show this hierarchy view. So in your Lightning apps, on your Lightning pages, that's where you'll kind of get this hierarchy view of everything. So that's it for everything on the kind of user focus side. Next, we're going to get into more of the Salesforce administrator focused pieces and, discuss some of the upcoming things that administrators would be on the lookout for. So the first thing is the migration to Hyperforce with Hyperforce Assistant. So some of you may have gotten an email, but basically, some Salesforce instances will be migrated over to a Hyperforce instance that's either running on AWS, Google Cloud Platform, or Microsoft Azure. And so what you'll just need to do, most users should not see any impact on their side. But if there is anything that you need to prepare for that migration process, if you go into the setup and look at the Hyperforce Assistant, this will kind of give you if there's anything you need to do before that migration occurs, this will be sure to let you know. And what this does, and kind of why Salesforce is doing this, is it just helps protect customer data, and it helps ensure compliance with industry standards. So, yeah. The next thing that's being released is the permission set summary view. So this summary view can show all the details like the API name of the permission set, created, modified, date, or more. It shows what permission set groups the permissions have been assigned to. So really giving you more of that granular view, so you're able to have insight and view things all in one place, as opposed to that information being scattered across each individual permission set. So really excited about that. And the way you'll implement this is from setup, you'll navigate to your permission sets. You'll click into that permission set and then click into view the permission set groups. And then kind of like you see here at the top of this screenshot, what you'll see is a view summary, and that's where you'll view this summarized view of all those permission sets and permission set groups. Another feature that I know a lot of users are excited about. This was actually the 5th most voted idea on an idea exchange. So, and I know I've had plenty of clients reach out to me about it in the past if I'm able to create a report on permission sets and permission set assignments. So now you're going to be able to see which permission sets are assigned to which users. This is achievable through a custom report type, and you can run a report by user, by permission set, or by permission set group. And kind of like I said, it allows you to really see where all of these things were assigned in one place. And it was highly voted on. So I know that it's something that a lot of users are excited about. How you'll configure this will be, you'll have to create a custom report type for the submit permission set assignment object, and select the field from which permission set group, or which user you want to be included in the report. So it's pretty versatile and has a lot of options for fields you can add. Next, I'm going to pass it off to Peter for dynamic forms.
Thank you, James. So now, if you haven't used dynamic forms before, it's a great feature to be able to just show the relevant fields to the specific user. And they used to be only just shown or only available for custom objects. So now, as of winter, it's going to be GA for now standard objects. So you can use it for accounts, person accounts, contacts, and opportunities. And so now you can really just go into the details and make that granular logic to be able to show according to a specific profile or role, and then really be able to show more user experience in that manner. Back to you, James.
Thanks, Peter. So now we actually have a second polling question. And so what that one is do you, kind of going back to the nonprofit side, is do you know about the new nonprofit cloud by Salesforce? All right, so it looks like 75% do not, so. All right, so if you do have any questions about the nonprofit cloud, we can definitely answer them. If you just want to reach out to us via email, I'm gonna go into the kind of next portions of this, but those were kind of some of the pieces that we covered at the beginning. So if you have any questions on those, definitely reach out. Kind of refocusing back on the admin side of things. So one of the things you're also going to be able to see is API names in permission sets. This was an issue in the past because sometimes certain permission set labels would match, be really similar, or in some cases even be the same. So this will make it so each of those API names is unique and not able to be leveraged by other labels. Other labels. The next thing that we have is, and this is really cool, is we're going to be able to create call summaries powered by Einstein GPT. So it's going to use its generative AI talents to write post-call summaries on voice calls and videos, and they'll display it in this summary tab and include next steps and even customer feedback. So this is something that's really cool, and I think will kind of help a lot of salespeople with just kind of their day-to-day. Here's more of an example of what that customer feedback looks like, and the call summary with next steps and everything. So really excited about that. I think it'll be very beneficial. And then the last thing here is the Salesforce backup and restore. This allows us to just prevent against any CRM data loss or corruption. If the world ends, we have a total system meltdown and all the data gets lost. This will ensure that we're able to actually preserve some of that data and preserve all of that data and get the system back up and running to where it needs to be. In order to use this, you will need to install a managed package, and the cost is about $3 per user per month. So that's something to keep in mind if you were interested in it. But that wraps up everything on the both kind of nonprofit, admin, and user focuses. If you want, we do have some online-led Salesforce virtual classes. So if you ever wanted to enroll in one of those, you could check out our Armanino Academy here. And then if you have any additional questions, please feel free to reach out to us at jamesmoore@armanino.com or peterkim@armanino.com, and we are happy to answer your questions. That's everything I had on the for the presentation. Thank you so much for joining. And yeah, like I said, if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out, and we are happy to answer them.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.